Hello everyone and welcome to Creative Lesson. In this lesson we will learn about variables and objects and how Python uses them and why object-oriented programming is the core of Python. So let's get started. What are variables? A variable is something which can change. A variable is a location capable of storing temporary data within a program. This data can then be modified, stored, or displayed whenever needed. In object-oriented programming, each object contains the data variables of the class it is an instance of. Naming and using variables. Variable names can contain only letters, numbers, and underscores. They can start with a letter or an underscore but not with a number. For instance, you can call a variable message underscore 1 but not 1 underscore message. Spaces are not allowed in variable names, but underscores can be used to separate words in variable names. For example, greeting underscore message works, but greeting message will cause errors. Avoid using Python keywords and functions names as variable names. For example, class, and, is, print, return, and many more are Python keywords and functions, and they will cause errors. Variable names should be short but descriptive. For example, student underscore name is better than s underscore n. Variables and objects. In Python, everything is an object. This means that numbers, variables, strings, function, modules, everything is an object. Every object has an ID, type, and value. ID uniquely identifies a particular instance of an object. Cannot change for the life of the object as long as it is used in the program. Type identifies the class of an object, and it also cannot change for the life of the object. Value is the content of the object. Mutable objects can change value, immutable objects cannot, and we will learn that later. So let's try writing some code. So let's create a variable which is an object as we know. Let's call it A and we will assign the value of 11 to it. Now let's figure its ID. For that we use a special function and it is ID. So first we write print and ID and the name of the variable which is A, and you see it is called an object. So now let's run it. So this is the special ID of this variable. Only this variable will have this ID. No other variable in this whole program can have this ID. It is like a unique identifier that identifies this particular object. We can say it is its special address. So let's find its type. For that we write print and type and the name of the variable and then we run it. So its type is class int. And remember that everything in Python is an object. So objects have classes. So A has class int. Now let's try with a string. We call that B and assign it a string value of Python. Now let's print this with an ID and also with a type. Now let's run this. So this is the unique address of variable B, which is assigned Python, and this is a string, and we see that this is class str, which is string. So Python identifies this as a string and shows its class that this is a string class. All variables in Python are first class objects. It could be defined in a library or might be built in object. So what we write here look commonly something you can say easy, but in reality it might be something complex at behind. So this is all for this lesson. In the next lesson we will learn about indenting or you may call them white spacing. Thank you and goodbye.